magazine review. Jump in and let's review it. So as I say every time, welcome to you guys. And hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You're right. Great to see you. Big shout out to you, man. Great to see you on here. What are you up to? Absolutely exciting to see you on here. Excited to see you on here, man. Um, Pretty good. That's excellent. Excellent. Great to have you on, and great to know that you're doing fine. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, so we're here to review the double pack. As you can see on there, we got, well, actually it's three things in one with this particular magazine. As you can see, you have the Marauder there, and it says extra toy, but in that extra toy packet, there are two droids, not just one. So you basically, in this one, you got two extra toys, not just one. All right, on this one, so let's check in back. You can see Luke's mech there. They're showing you over here. It's $6.99 for this packet, right? Issue 11. And you got your poster in there. So the Marauder. The build, I haven't built this particular one. It came in a couple packs. I went searching out because when they come out, they basically come out with different packets, different issues of the same magazine. So like I showed yesterday, one came with a card, if you guys weren't on it. So I'll just do a quick go back to that. So if you noticed yesterday, identical magazines, right? But one came with a card. This one I got in Germany, and this one came in England. Okay, and there was no extra card because, like I said, Britain doesn't really do the card. You'll get a double pack in it, but you will never get the card. Okay, so this one came with the extra card. There were a couple of different ones. I looked around because you go from store to store, and I try to find like the best one, the best deal, because they both will sell for basically $6.99, that version, right? So you look for the best version. So I went from store to store, different stores, and I found the one with the gunk droid there, and you got the gold C3PO, right? And it has everything else in there. It's a little, the size is a little tinier bigger than the average ones. Okay, so let's jump inside and review it and see what we got. Over here, you got the latest TIE fighter that was gonna come out. Basically, you have Poe's ship, first order TIE fighter basically there, and a lot more of them. Can't wait till they make that into one of them, which is gonna pop in soon. Can you guys see what I'm talking about there? That'd be really cool. I can't wait for that. So content over here, the contents, then they show you the Marauder, And they have a little poster of my favorite guy right on the side with his ship. They're showing you the little bonuses that you would get. Okay, let's jump in. Guys, if you're on, just please hit that like button for me. And let's help the channel to develop. The duel in space. Okay, over here they said this is Black Leader to all ships. Everyone ready to make the jump into hyperspace. And you can see you got Poe there, Luke on this side, and they've jumped into hyperspace, and the TIE fighters basically are with them. Star Destroyer. And they're off. Seems like one of the ship lost a brick. How does he know his name? He's calling out to Poe. That's pretty strange. All gunners, man your positions. Let's help Black Squadron take down those TIE fighters. That's coming from a TIE fighter. That's pretty strange. Not sure why. Seemed like Kylo's working with them. Very strange. Okay. Anyway, so they're shooting at them. They're blasting some of the TIE fighters out of the air. I wasn't really that X-Wing. I wasn't really too interested in it when it came out. The X-Wing with the blue on it. It was just, wasn't sure if I was going to get that or not. It was a here or there. I wasn't, so I didn't pick it up. That wasn't one of the, I don't know. What about you guys? Let me know what you thought about it, if you bought it at all. Here we go. They're on mission. Meanwhile, BB-8 is on his way to help out the bombers. So one of the bombers that got hit, BB-8 is pulling the pieces together, gathering the pieces, and bringing it back. And someone says, "Look out, there's a TIE fighter coming towards you." And bang. And here goes BB-8. He grabbed the piece and he just clips it in there. Get the ship going again. So also, I will be doing Minecraft. Don't forget that. So later on in the reviews, I will be doing Minecraft. Okay, Minecraft is developing into a pretty... Also, I have to say, they are doing a Minecraft instead of Avengers this year. Instead of doing Avengers Advent Calendar, they will be doing a Minecraft. So they replaced the Advent Calendar. So watch out for that if you're a big Minecraft fan. I will be getting that because I collect every first issue of Everything Lego. Every first issue, when I say. So obviously Advent Calendar comes out once a year, so I will do that. I will get that. I have to get that. Get two of those. One to open and one to keep for myself. So obviously it's one to review. Okay, let's move on inside. So that's some information there for you if you didn't know, guys. That's it, if you didn't know. Let's see what's happening next. Again, guys, please hit that button for me. And thanks everyone for jumping in. Right, so they move on and they're blasting their way through, knocking some TIE fighters on. He's still, BB-8 is still collecting blocks, a one by one, actually 1 by 1 by 2, yeah. And Kylo is chasing after Poe. He says, "This is how it should be." And I am just getting warmed up, and he's blasting after him. And BB-8 is still collecting blocks over here. Someone says to BB-8, "I'm coming to get you. Grab on as I pass by." And he shoots his grappling cable and pulls himself in. Let's move on and see what's next. So remember, guys, make sure and put your notification on for my 5 live. Okay? And check out all the great builds that we do on there. Also, we review the ships that we build. We review a lot of Boba and Jango Fett collectibles, so check that out. Here you go, Poe, he's talking. This guy's actually good, but I cannot tell him. He says, "I've got to think of a way to turn this duel around and best him. I'll beat him up." Basically, destroy him. Okay, so he's still chasing him. That new TIE fighter is pretty awesome. And that build, I think it's better than Kylo Ren's original ship. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a comment. I like the build altogether. So we move on. He's chasing him down, and he's coming over to try to pick up BB-8. Let's see what we got. He does a tailspin, and BB-8 jumps in, and whoosh, they're off. He's chasing them, and he blasts the back of the ship here. And then they say, "Freedom." And let's move on. And here we are. We see Poe, which is here. Poe the pilot. So this is Poe, helmet on. And then we have Poe here, no helmet on. So obviously this magazine is all mainly about Poe. They're repairing some of the ships. And here comes the centerfold. All right, team up. Poe's new ship. You can see Poe's helmet there, so I guess this one is about Poe. And we had one of these prior, right? Have you ever thought, why does he have that here? Is he is he a Jedi? Because that's a Jedi, not a Jedi, but a Padawan's twist, isn't it? You guys let me know. It's a Jedi's twist. Braids. There you go. Poe with BB-8. And here we start with puzzles. Create. Galactic grid. Let's move on. And another game. High-speed smuggling. Not sure what the game is. I'll have to read through it. There will be a piece of cake at the end. This will be a piece of cake. That's what he said, but there will be a piece of cake at the end. That's what I said. Right, so I love cake. I love carrot cake. Sorry. Yeah, this is a puzzle. Right, so it's a comp, a maze there. You got two of them, actually. You got one there, and then you got one over here. So they do that in there. And over here, they're showing you Luke's mech. If you guys remember, the older magazine prior, they would do the profile of all the stuff. So if you notice, we haven't seen a profile of the Murado or anything of that sort yet. This one is giving you, actually, it's giving you a slight profile, not the same. On the mech. The mech is 195 pieces, or yeah, it's a slight profile. I just said that, and they did a little one, but it's slight. Luke minifigure, lightsaber, and blasters, size 13 centimeters. So when I said that, it's because if we went back to one of the prior ones, so the one we reviewed yesterday, to be precise, this one doesn't have it. I apologize. Let me get an older version. So here we go. This one. So with the speeder, they did give you everything about the speeder. So if you look here, you can see that, right? So they give you the length, the maximum speed, right? What guns it carries, crew, and special features. But this has only got two things about it, right? It doesn't say everything like that. So anyway, let's move on. Again, guys, if you're jumping in, please just hit that like button for us, a thumbs up. Help the algorithm and let the channel grow. Yes, here's another maze and another game down here for you on page 26. And they have changed this. So here we have the Bad Batch. 34 pieces. Again, they haven't given you the glossary of this or the profile, if you want to call it that. It's going to be on both sides. That's the Murata. And there it is. I still think they could have done a better job. A lot of the pieces looks okay, but they could have done a better job with this one. So again, they usually have two magazines in this, and they're actually getting their mission. If you guys have been watching the Bad Batch series at all. And this is the new comic, as I said before, usually has two comics in the book. So they're heading out on a mission. You have the whole crew. I would still like them to give me another series on that one. What do you guys think? Again, leave a comment, so let me know. So let's jump in. So far, this magazine it's all right. So they're off, and you have these sort of sluggy worm-type creatures coming after them, and they're chopping them up. Wreckers snatched one. And here we go. They haven't even set off for the mission yet. And Wrecker takes this big box and just dumps it over them. And he's all tired and went to sleep. Really short one on this one. Really short magazine on this one here. More of like a comic type relief type thing. And let's turn. And here's the whole Bad Batch. Giving you some information on them. We have Hunter. He's the leader. Wrecker. Then you have Tech. Computer Specialist. Echo was a member of the 501st Legion. Remember that? And they basically used him to get information. And then we have Omega down at the bottom. And they're giving you a slight review of their friends' sets. Number 42607. I haven't really collected sets of that. I did collect the first issue magazine though, as I do, because you have to. And let's turn along. Back here, they'll show you what's coming out next. Okay, so we have Cool Toy, and it's the Inquisitors. He's coming. Okay, I'm sure, watch for this, guys, because it has a special with it when I do the next issue. All right. As I said, I only do minifigures, but I did collect a couple of these because it had a minifigure with it. Okay. And over here, you can make a box. You cut it out right there to put your Lego in, if you wanted to do that. There you go. So here you had 4 of them. That's for the whole team. And you could just, it's a way of Lego getting you to buy the set. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for jumping in and checking out the review. Set your notifications for the 5 Live. And may the force be with you. Thanks for popping in, guys. Have a wonderful day.